Hi, Jack Bergstrom, coach, speaker, author of the upcoming book, Mastering the Art of Business by Referral. Today we're going to time travel just a little bit. We're going to go back in time to a place in my career where I had just left my high-paying corporate job and had taken a risk to start a headhunting and temporary employment agency. Couldn't travel anymore, needed to stay in one place, needed to make a lot of money. Thought I would buy an existing company and that would shortcut the process and they would have worked out a lot of the bugs. So I bought a company that had 10 years experience. Pretty quickly it became obvious to me my research had not been in depth enough, and instead of 10 years experience they had 1 year's experience 10 times. Within a short period of time I discovered that I was going to be the top salesperson, the sales manager, the company manager, the accountant, and all other jobs piled into one, and it was a very, very stressful experience at first. Now, sales and I were not natural friends. I was terribly afraid of rejection, and it was hard for me to pick up the phone, talk to strangers, talk about the advantages of using our service, using me. I decided that I was going to take a sales course from Dale Carnegie. And I did. For 12 weeks, 3 hours a week, plus homework, I went through Dale Carnegie's sales course, and it transformed my ability to help other people, maybe not so much myself, but it was a great course. I learned a lot from it. I learned enough the first time through that I volunteered to come back and be a trainer for them, first a group leader and then a trainer. And I did that for years, part-time in the evenings. Through that process, I ended up training many hundreds of salespeople from almost every kind of sales imaginable, many of which I couldn't even imagine. The thing that was most interesting to me and why I eventually stopped doing it was for around half of the people, they came through the course, and in 12 weeks we taught them a very elegant, almost no-fail technique: attention, interest, conviction, desire, close, a process to go from first meeting and all the way through to closing, oftentimes in a single conversation. And the system worked elegantly as long as you had the internal resources to do that. So for about half the class, they'd finish up the 12 weeks, the money they'd spent, the time, they'd go out and change their world. For the other half, however, they would go ahead and finish up, and now they were worse off. They knew what to do. They knew it worked. They knew beyond a shadow of doubt if they could get themselves to do it, that they would be successful. But since they still didn't have the internal shifts that they needed, they couldn't do it. They couldn't change their world, and they were worse off than they were, and they spent the money, and they spent the time. And eventually I found that to be very dissatisfying. I still had issues myself where I won't say that I was stopping myself, but I was sure slowing myself. In many cases, it was like working through molasses. That led me to a lot of things, including, turn off this timer, that led me to a lot of things, including going to work for Tony Robbins, becoming a Master Practitioner of Neuro-Linguistic Programming, becoming an EFT Practitioner, an expert in all the processes of belief change, personal change work, as I call it. But this episode really is about I'm going to start talking about getting out of your own way, how to do that, eliminating blocks and slowdowns to success. I've already talked a bit about why I studied personal change work at such a great depth. Was to save myself at first, and then because I felt sorry for others and wanted to help them change. So how to change beliefs, how to change habits, how to change actually your identity, to have a new core identity if it serves you to do so. Lots of techniques out there. One of them is affirmations. Commonly they're done very poorly. They can be done very elegantly, and I'll discuss them. Part of this will be in my book, the upcoming book, Mastering the Art of Business by Referral, because if you can't take even simple action, I don't care how good the techniques are in business by referral, you still won't be able to do it. So I want to make sure that there's enough tools in there that people can get themselves to consistently take action and enjoy the process. My upcoming book on goal setting will have more of that information, and then there will be a complete book on, I haven't decided on the title yet or exactly its pure focus, but it will be about beliefs and belief change. Probably mastering the art of creating empowering beliefs, but we'll see. In any case, this is Jack Bergstrom, coach, speaker, author of the upcoming book, Mastering the Art of Business by Referral. Wishing you a fantastic rest of your day.